Hey everyone, welcome back and happy Monday. All right, guys. Well, welcome back. Happy New Year. New Year's I feel like they're always fun, kind of. You know, Jason and I got back into our morning routine with the gym today. He was gone in Portland, Oregon. As you guys know, he went to the monastery where he went to meditate and find himself. And I stayed here with the babies. So, no, we all had different plans. And I just think that after the New Year's, you try to get like back on track with everything. And it's so much going on, especially in the Bravo world, where they're giving us new shows, new timelines, new things. And then, of course, new drama, which means Hot Messy Topics is going to be a hit. So before we jump in the live chat, let us know where you're watching from. I'm so sorry that we had to reset this. I went to go do a pre-record right before this, and I accidentally clicked live on the other one. So I appreciate you guys for crossing over. But if you guys are a part of the replay crew, then welcome and smash the like button. Also comment and let us know where you're watching from. But with that, let's welcome the husband, not from Portland, Oregon today, but from Hilton Head, South Carolina. Here we go.
Hi.
Hello.
Happy Monday.
Happy Monday.
It's so weird though. Like when you go live, like you're live streaming from StreamYard, it is so easy to do without even noticing it. I remember doing Anchor Watch sometimes at night, and we would just like one of us would actually hit it and just be like, oh shit, we're already live. You know, like it's just happening. But like when you hit it a day before or like 10 minutes before, it's just wild. But we got it pretty fast.
Also, like I'm definitely like the king of doing that, where I feel like I'm always like prematurely pressing buttons, you guys. And Jason does say this, like a lot of times I'm in a rush. And so I'll just press something. And then I noticed, and instead of it saying like recording, it said live. And I was like, wait. And it said that there was like 40 people in the room. And I'm like, no. We're not ready for you. Sorry. That ain't it. But
hey, it happens.
Here we are. Okay. So where do we begin, Jason? Because if you guys,
where do we begin?
If you didn't pay attention to the topics, guys, we have the fact that Katie Ginella has actually, let's start with her.
Actually, before that, because I have a lot to say about that, why don't we talk about how Below Deck Med is wrapping up, and we get season 4 of Below Deck Down Under, which is my favorite version of the franchise with Captain Jason. Okay. And this season, we have like an all-star Below Deck cast. We have Captain Jason, who everyone loves. I mean, he is one of, actually, out of the 3 captains we currently have, Sandy, Jason, and Carrie, I feel like they are above and beyond. I feel like these are the best captains, you know, Below Deck has ever had. And I feel like Jason
might be the most loved.
He is the most loved. So I have to say he is the most loved. We love him. And
yeah, but I think he's the most loved because everybody thinks that he's super hot. Like everybody loved Captain Sandy too, but then also, Captain Sandy's a lesbian. So like you have this hot single, is he Australian?
Yeah.
Australian man who's like, oh, hello. You know?
Okay.
And it's
well,
like,
listen, for season 4, we have our all-stars, like the people that everyone loves. Again, we're doing like, you know, I've said this before. I love the crossovers that Bravo does. Like, I really, really love the crossovers with Salt Lake, with Below Deck. But I love when we cross over in Below Deck franchises. Like, we've seen Aisha crossover from Med to Down Under. You know, there's been a couple crossovers that I've really enjoyed. And now we have Daisy as our chief stew, which she is one of my favorite chief stews. She's also such an amazing person. And then we have Joao back, who he already came back last season. I think he's going to kind of be a little more in the mix this season. And plus we're bringing Chef Ben back. And I think Chef Ben is going to, there was a reason they brought him back. I mean, he is just so dramatic, and just based off this trailer, you can see that things just go awry really fast. You know, a lot of people were also asking, like, where is Chef Serena from last season? Because like, there's no reason she shouldn't be there. There is a reason that I don't think anyone can talk about right now, but I think that will be revealed. And I think we're going to see her back on the show. And if you guys missed our interview with Chef Serena like 2 months ago, go check it out. It's under Anchor Watch right here on the channel.
Well, and I also think really quick, I would love to know, because you guys were friends with Daisy, and I would love to know, is it different for you to do your job as a chief stew on a sailing yacht versus like a mega yacht? You know, like I know that they call it a mega sailing yacht, but it's definitely not the same thing for sure. 1,000,000%. But no, I have questions, but no, I think that it's a great all-star cast. I love Captain Jason. I think that Joao's great TV. I think that Chef Ben's amazing. We love Daisy. You guys know that. And it'll be an interesting one to watch.
I'm also super excited to see the different perspective that the Below Deck team got from the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City being on the show. Like, I want to see what their perspective was. We get to hear what the crew thinks about
I think that's the premiere episode, yeah?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure. It could be.
I'm pretty sure it is.
I'm just really excited because then we're going to hear them talk shit about the ladies, like who's being the most stressful. We're probably going to see moments we didn't see on Salt Lake City as well.
Yeah, of course.
You know, because they're filming 2 shows. So I love crossovers.
When do we get Below Deck Down Under?
It's in February.
Okay. Yeah. So it's going to be interesting.
Like just a couple weeks away, beginning of February. I can't wait. It's just a couple weeks away.
Well, guys, speaking of Salt Lake City, I think that's a great segue.
There you go.
This ended up coming out. I do want to talk about this for a second. There's been a lot of chatter about the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City because a lot of fans and people were not very happy with the way that they were treating Meredith by the end of the season. You know, Tamara Judge, even on 2 T's in a Pod with Teddy Mellencamp, they spoke about this. Meredith has spoken out about this. And I think that a lot of fans have spoken out about it because if you guys didn't catch the finale, they were trying to sit there and totally put on Meredith, you have a problem. You have a substance abuse problem. Something is not right. You're not happy. Listen, both things can be true at the same time. And there can also be one thing that's true. She said on the show, on the finale, I'm not happy right now. I'm going through a lot of things. Maybe I'm a little bit more touchy. But to sit there and insinuate that somebody has a problem, which I died because last week we brought up Monica Garcia's TikToks. She's been doing a lot with Carlos King, and she shared with us 2 things. One, that somebody had to get wheelchaired out of their cast trip, and then also wheelchaired back in because they had alcohol poisoning, and everybody had to go to their rooms because they didn't want it on camera. I think that we all kind of figured out who we thought that would be, the person who was probably vomiting and peeing on themselves at the same time. And then also...
Yeah. That was such an odd scene. It was so odd to watch that scene. I remember that back. It's like engraved in my head and I wish I could erase it, but I can't.
Yeah.
You know, it's not like easy dry erase. Like the shit is like in my head. Watching that scene, just the fact they left the camera so long on her. If you guys know what scene I'm referring to, like it was just like wild.
Well, but then also too, what I wanted to add to that is that, you know, like Monica talking about the fact that somebody thought that they might get in trouble for having the pasta at BravoCon. And that was another thing where I was looking like, who could that be? So Meredith Marks came out. She did 2 T's in a Pod. This is what she said. Here we go.
Of her that she was a lesbian after she had said she made out with a woman or whatever. You know, I wasn't there for that part when they had that conversation. So I was not in tune with it. She was kind of like really breaking down, very upset, very nervous about reunion, and didn't like that she was like being weaponized, you know, for having kissed a girl, which I agree with. That's wrong. You don't do that. Like, and I felt horrible. And I said to her, I haven't heard any of this, you know, because I probably wasn't paying. If the jokes were made, I didn't get them because I wasn't there for the conversation. So I said, I'm glad you told me, you know, you have my support. That's wrong. We don't do that. And, you know, I thought we had overall this really good conversation. And so the next day I was like, what? Like, I didn't pump you for information. If you think me saying that what happened at your lunch is probably the basis, then fine, that's pumping, I guess. But that was not my intention. And she didn't tell me what they talked about. But I think the next day was her own guilty conscience because she did talk about my marriage after very specifically saying that's what we don't do. She was very upset. She came down, you know.
Okay. So I think that there's multiple people at fault here right now. I feel like Heather Gay is now starting to have a couple more eyes on her because I think that what she's doing is she's navigating, like, I like to call it like the LVP syndrome. Lisa Vanderpump could do no wrong. The reason that Lisa Vanderpump ended up leaving the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills was because all of the women started ganging up on her after Puppygate. That's when she gave a dog to Dorit. The dog ended up biting her child. She gave up the dog. The dog was supposed to go back to Vanderpump Dogs. It turned into this whole Puppygate thing, but then she communicated this with Teddy Mellencamp.
Let's never forget Puppygate. Okay, never
forget Puppygate. But Heather Gay seems to be doing the same things. And it's like, you're maneuvering behind the scenes like a snake. And what I don't understand, which I have said this to defend Meredith multiple times, you know, they're sitting there claiming that you have these substance abuse issues or whatever. One, I think that's dangerous. Two, if they know you to have it, they should be able to back that up. You can't just put that out in front of millions of viewers. And also to live on a streaming service for what, the rest of your days, your grandkids, whatever, they go stream it one day and all of a sudden they see like grandma and it's like, oh, she's so fucked up on drugs. It's like, what are you guys doing?
I think the accusations of substance abuse are a little like too far. That's like a line. Do you remember when Lisa Rinna was asking if some people were doing coke in Dorit's bathroom? I mean, this stuff, it gets too wild. And go ahead.
Sorry, I was just going to say, Meredith had a great point, especially at the reunion. She looked at Whitney when Whitney was at the reunion. Do you remember when I told you, by the way, and I just found this out 2 nights ago.
Wait, so many sentences. Just do one. I know. I'm trying to piece it together.
Do you remember we were at the bar at the Four Seasons in the hotel lobby where everybody was staying? You asked me to go get your power bank.
Yes.
Okay. Do you remember I went up the elevator, went out, went to go get the power bank, came back, and I told you I ran into Whitney?
Yes.
Do you remember when I said she was like, really? Really, Adam? You're going to do a documentary on my friend?
Yes.
And I was like, really, Whitney? You're going to lie about me and my husband? Yeah. Okay, so
we've been through this so many times. I don't want to talk about that anymore.
Well, no, it bleeds into this story.
Well, I know.
Okay, then don't say that you don't want to talk about it.
Well, I mean, I don't want to talk about the Whitney going. I mean, we've talked about that so many times.
No, but it makes sense. Then go ahead.
Okay, go ahead.
No, go ahead. It makes sense because what I was trying to say was that was the night that people were catching her vomiting all over the place and being a mess and having to be carried up by her husband. It makes sense because otherwise Whitney is usually very sound. And I even came up to you and I said, I didn't understand that. Like, I haven't spoken to you. So why would we have that sort of communication? It didn't make sense. Now it makes sense. So you're sitting here, and the point that I was trying to make was you're sitting here trying to go after Meredith and claim that, oh, well, there's some big issue. And trust me, I've seen it because my dad and blah, blah, blah. And then you're shit-faced at the Four Seasons lobby, getting carried up by your husband in an elevator in front of all of these people who are in the same network, in front of the producers, in front of the executives and everybody else. And then you have the audacity to sit there and like point fingers. But she's not the only one. That's what I was trying to say was through the TikToks and everything else. It seems like there are multiple people on this cast that are trying to gaslight and put substance abuse issues onto Meredith when it seems like we're kind of hiding things ourselves.
It's called projection, Adam. So it's just that's all they're doing is projecting. I mean, you have Heather who was like, you know, sloshed doing like, let's leave, looking for that Monica moment again that she had 2 seasons ago, which did not land, you know, and we've seen Whitney 100 of times, like, you know, kind of all hammered up. So I think it's just projection at this point. It's wild. But there is something happening on this show that just happened on OC as well that I just don't really like when I watch Housewives, and that's like the bully cast. Okay. It's like when I call it the bully cast. So there are 2 bully casts right now. One is OC, one is Salt Lake City. We don't have that problem in Miami. We don't have that problem on Beverly Hills. We don't have that problem on other franchises where it's like all on one. Like everyone is piling up on one because they don't want that person to be there. Like they did with Monica 2 seasons ago. Like they did with Katie Ginella on OC. Like they're doing with Meredith right now. And I feel like what happens is Heather feels like, okay, well, Meredith is getting more popular. Meredith is becoming like cooler than me. I just get that mean girl kind of like energy from, I don't know what this was, but that mean girl energy from
Right.
from Heather a lot. And it just seems like you did that with Monica. You guys tried it with Lisa, and I don't know what happened. And then mid-season, we pivoted over to Meredith, you know, and it just seems a bit awkward. And you're right. The hypocrisy of what happened at BravoCon, what has happened on past seasons of Whitney going up, the way she wanted to touch Meredith's face, the way she put on her little, you know, shawl thing over her head, acting like she's some kind of thing, the way she leaned against Heather like this at the end of the episode, like, oh, I just wish we could help her. Like, what are
it's
we
all for
doing?
camera.
It's so performative.
But
And
also,
it's so much projection. It's not even funny. We see
also
the
the other part of
insecurity,
it that's
you
like
know?
the performative part would be if you're watching like the finales where you see some of the women, like especially, and I'm not going to just like hone in on Heather Gay, but she's an easy one, where like during Monica's season, it was like proof, receipts, timeline, receipts, proof,
Right.
whatever. You know, like you see where in this finale, she's trying to yell to get her point across and have a moment.
Well, no, and she was repeating things too. I don't know if you saw that.
performative.
She was trying to get one of those like things to be printed on a t-shirt at BravoCon. You know, she was looking for that next thing to be printed. Like, if I say this, just leave, Meredith. We can hear you. We're toxic. We're there. And she was just doing the same thing. So I don't know if she just got lucky with that proof, timeline, receipts, and then she was trying to like repeat it in some way because she's like, well, it's been a season off. Maybe I can come in hot for a finale and do this whole thing. That's just what it seemed like to me. It was so performative. It was so over the top. And I think the only people who were having some kind of legitimate conversation with Meredith were Bronwyn and Mary.
Yeah, but also, yeah. I mean, I find Bronwyn to be incredibly calculated too. So I think at this
But she's
point,
housewife calculated. She's not a bully calculated. Do you know what I mean? She's housewife calculated in the sense of like, you know, she wants to stir up some shit or talk about lunch or, you know, go to Meredith and cry like a victim. You know, like that's calculated. That's a housewife.
But
the bullying thing.
They all lie. That's the thing is like, I want to know.
We're watching Housewives.
I know, but I want to know at what point, what lie are you catching Meredith in? I think that's the way that I'm looking at it because like Bronwyn, you lied about the necklace and you lied about your husband. Mary Cosby, a whole documentary just came out about you. Whitney, last season, you had the whole Alibaba and then also the whole pyramid, Ponzi, whatever. That came out about you. Angie Katzenabis has had a lot come out about her and her husband. I mean, if you go down and then Heather Gay only to find out that there might be some cover-ups in your behavior in order to make sure that you stay relevant on the show, it seems like, okay. Well, you guys also came out with, at the very beginning of the season, like court documents saying that Lisa Barlow's businesses were getting sued and blah, blah, blah. And there were fraud charges against Bronwyn that were covered up and sealed. But like, what do we have on Meredith? That's what I'm wondering. Is like,
well, then you look back at past seasons too. You got to look back at past seasons. You know, you had Jen Shaw basically out Brooks. You had, you know, people always come after her. Like, I just feel like she's not doing that to someone else. She's not reacting with this vile, she's not throwing things. She's not yelling. She's not, you know,
yeah,
you can leave things. Those are funny. That's cool. Disengaged. Okay, cool. But she's not like volatile. And I think that's what makes her different. But she is kind of like, people do like kind of truck over her a little bit. I'm not like sitting here trying, this is not a defend Meredith, whatever, like same show, you know, you have a better relationship with her than I do, but I'm just saying like, I just, she's always had a lot put on her.
Yeah, no, I agree.
If you watch the past 6 seasons.
I am ready, guys. I am so ready for the reunion. It's going to be good. It's going to be good.
So am I. It's going to be really good. This is where they shine.
This is where they shine.
This is where they shine.
We're going to have some drama, which we love. But
I'm so ready for Salt Lake to be over too. I'm so sick of talking about Salt Lake. It's not even funny.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I'm ready for New Jersey to come back. I'm like, where the fuck are you guys?
Hello.
Miami, start filming. Like,
you know, by the way, speaking of new shows and stuff coming out, because I am getting so burnt out on Bravo, it's not even funny. So I've just been checking other things out. But I'm also excited for, you know, other shows coming our way. Did you ever see that preview of the Ladies of London?
Yeah.
Did you see that there is a guy cast member?
No.
Yeah, there's a guy cast member, and I think we're gonna see that kind of come through in a couple of other shows coming up over the next year.
I think that there should be. I mean, I feel like the first time they ever really truly introduced a guy to any of the Bravo shows was Miss Lawrence on The Real Housewives of Atlanta, or Dwight.
Was it Dwight?
It was Dwight.
Wasn't
It
Dwight
was like
first?
not a fashion show without fashions, honey. And then Miss Lawrence, also who went on to do like incredible like acting roles, which was
oh yeah, for sure.
The transition was like wild, but no, we haven't really gotten that in a long time. Or unless you guys want to go back way old school, Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, and I forgot what his name was, but it was the guy who was like stuck next to Lisa Vanderpump's hip. Was it Fred?
Wait, who?
Remember the guy that she had living in the house that would eat cat food?
Yeah, Cedric. Yeah.
Not Fred.
I mean, we've always had those like those sub characters that I think they really need to like kind of come back on a little bit.
Well,
you know, because then you don't need some
Rhode Island.
Rhode Island is, I think, going to be one where we'll see like more of maybe a cast member coming in like that. And then now Ladies of London, and they're not being quiet about it. You know, like they're just like, here it is, Ladies of London. And you don't have to be a Lady of London to be the show. That's just what the show's called. You can still be a cast member of it, you know? So I think it's I think it's just more acceptable now that we include them as cast members. As back then, they just worked out so much as friends. But I think maybe some of these male cast members might give us a little more to talk about than, you know, projecting and ganging up on people.
I also think as long as it's not like an aggressive gay, like somebody who, because there was that one time where Kenya Moore would bring her guy around on Atlanta, and he would sit there and he would get like,
God, you're reminding me of all the old school ones. Yeah.
Well, he would. I mean, he would get aggressive and he would get in the women's face, and it's like, okay, well, we can't do that. But sometimes, like, you know, the gays, and like we, like even when we,
yes, I do know the gays. Yeah,
we would go out to like Abby and stuff like that, and it's just like an even playing field. Like if, you know, there was like a really tiny little teeny bopper girl who just turned 20 and she like says, excuse me or something, and it comes off bitchy to like this like really masculine like gay man. He's like, bitch. And it's like, no. She's like a third of your size. We cannot do that. Like,
no.
So no. I think that as long as you don't get aggressive, then okay, cool.
Yeah.
I'm down for it.
I don't think they're gonna be aggressive.
Well,
I think it's gonna add a different.
Which housewife show can you name that we haven't had somebody get aggressive? I'm waiting. Just out of curiosity.
I don't know.
Okay. Which Bravo show?
I don't know.
Okay. Yeah, that's my
old school Bravo wasn't so much like, it was more catty. Like old school Bravo
Dubai
was so fun. Dubai. I mean, like their aggressive is like, you know, throwing a napkin on the floor. Oh, I don't like you.
But also, you know, like
they're too rich to fight. You know what I mean?
It's not just that, they understand the rules. Like you can barely get away with cussing. Like you're gonna put your hands on each other and what?
Which one of them would put their hands on anyone?
Exactly.
I mean, Caroline, really, we know all of them. Caroline would put her hands on someone.
Caroline Brooks.
Oh, Caroline Brooks. Dead. Yes, 100%.
Dude, she would snatch somebody up in 2 seconds. 100%. I was dragging her dress through the hotel at the Gansevoort, and I thought she was going to snatch my ass up. Yes.
Well, yeah.
She would for sure. But okay. Hold on. We got to keep it moving, guys. So what I want, since we're briefly kind of touching on the different shows, like even the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, I did want to mention this because the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, we talked about this past Friday on Hot Messy Topics that Amanda Francis is really just annoying everybody. She has a mugshot. She is running this whole marketing campaign, how to kind of masterclass guide of how to manifest your best financial future, where it tells you how to lose the mindset of what you thought about money and gain a new mindset. So it's a 10-course program valued at $399 per course, but you have to buy all 10 of them. And it's made her clearly incredibly rich. And she's on the show. She's talking about everything that she has Anybody says like, well, my assistant, she's like, my assistant. Well, my chef, I have a chef. Well, this is my Louis Vuitton. Well, my Louis Vuitton's at home. So
I love that
really...
Rachel Zoe clocked her so fast. You know,
about what?
with like, I've never seen so much Louis Vuitton, so big logos in my face. Like,
oh yeah. She's like, no, we don't do that. But you know, like the cast is not absolutely loving her. But Sutton Strack, she's one of the ones who does not love her, and she also has a problem right now with Dorit Kemsley. Shocker.
I do have to say really quick though, like I have to walk back so many words because, you know, I was really wanting to give Vanderpump Rules a chance, this new cast. I was really excited for Amanda, and now I'm like, whoops.
You have
so much.
It's kind of like it's the Bravo version of your gaydar.
I have a really bad gaydar. Yeah.
You have really bad Bravo dar.
I do. You know, but I hit some. It's either hit or miss. I do hit some.
Yeah, as long as that has a boat in it.
Yeah. If we're talking about below deck, I usually nail it. But
yeah. Otherwise, I'm like, okay. But going back to it, guys. So Sutton Strack right now, her and Dorit Kemsley, we know that they just don't like each other. But obviously, Sutton has recently opened up in some interviews, even on the after show, and she feels like Dorit is being performative and calculated. And she thinks that Dorit's overly sensitive. Right now, she feels like other cast members are trying to be there for Dorit because that's what Dorit expects of them. But she is saying, I am not going there to be there for you while you are sitting there bashing the husband that you had, that you're currently divorcing, but also the father of your children, because I'm not going to support that. Because when me and Christian got a divorce, I did not bash him. Dorit's side is like, shut up, bitch. When you and Christian got a divorce, you found out that you had a whole professional baseball team. You found out that you had hundreds of millions of dollars, and you found out that you were getting $500,000 in alimony a year for the rest of your life. Of course you weren't attacking him, which I actually look at that like Dorit's side, like, I mean, who's going to walk away from that and be like upset? You know what I mean?
1,000%. But I do have to agree. And someone in Facebook just said this too. Dorit is performative. It is all a performance. I don't think we've ever gotten a really good kind of, I mean, here's the difference with Sutton. Sutton annoys me most of the time, but you really get to see Sutton, and like, she is emotional. I mean, she finally like talked about Avi, which thank God, but you really do get to see her, and you get to see her emotional sometimes. Dorit, it's always like she's playing just for the camera, and like it's just tunnel vision. You know, it's glam for the camera. It's this, you never really see Dorit. You know, even when the robbery, we didn't like to see her really. It felt performative.
Well, I also think that Dorit, yeah, exactly. I think that Dorit puts on a facade of what she thinks that the viewers want to see. So she heavily leans into this like PK, and it doesn't really come off
accent number 3
or authentic.
Do you know when she came out? When she came off genuine is when she had a cigarette in her mouth. You know what I mean? That picture there, I'm like, there's fucking Dorit. Like, let's get to know her. You know what I mean? Like, drop the facade. Like, be yourself. Otherwise, it can become like really monotonous.
Well, I do understand that there are elements of being performative on these shows, right? Because you are sort of leaning into a character that is you are edited into, it's an ensemble cast. Whatever edit you or little bit that you give the producers, they are going to put you in sort of this category, and then it's probably going to live with you for forever unless there's some groundbreaking moment. But I think for Dorit, you know, she does come off like fake as hell. And I don't really know one of the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills that does not come off fake as hell, to be honest with you. But I didn't think that Garcelle was. And for Bose, I'll give it to Bose. I don't think that Bose is. But like Erica, I feel like it's a facade. Sutton, I feel like it's a facade. Jennifer Tilly, sometimes I feel like it's a facade. Kathy Hilton,
she's just playing it up.
But I don't know. I don't understand. Like, who's hunky dory? Like, is that real? Are we playing into it?
Who knows? But it works. You know what I mean? If it works, I'm okay with it. You know, I mean, Bose, I feel like she's 100% herself, and I think that's by accident because she doesn't know how to do the housewife thing. You know, but I like her, you know, so just the fact of not knowing it and having that maybe that's where it's coming from. I don't know, but like I feel like I know her, and like I can connect to the TV, which I can't with Dorit. I feel like there's a glass wall up, and that's it.
But also, I've never really been like a fan of people. And maybe it's because I've never been in this position, but I've never been a fan of people who are like, oh, well, all of this money that I have, and I'm just like, I'm so
overwhelming.
It's wild because when we lived in LA, that's all it was. Like even the people who were working in the restaurants with us, I'm an actor. Well, what was the last thing that you've done?
Yeah, no shit. Yeah.
Like,
on what? What have I seen you on exactly?
Yeah. Well, then why are you serving tables next to me if you're an actor? Like
North Hollywood Playhouse. Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, it was always just keeping up with the Joneses, and I think that you get jaded on it at a certain point. But then, like even here in Hilton Head, you guys, we have friends, and for example, we have one friend who just built this like gorgeous home right on the water. It's like, I have to say, like probably a $7 million home. And that you would never know. When she walks you through the house, she's like, do you want something to drink or eat? It's not, oh, did you see the finishes in this and this? It's like not
my imported wallpaper from Japan and my $10 million bar top from India. It's Calcutta.
This chandelier is origami and it's from the Shin Zhao Yu clan. What the fuck are you? This is from Fuegaco. How do you say it? From Japan? Fuegaco?
I have no idea what you're trying to say. Fuegaco.
Oh. Jason went to Japan, not me. Anyways, all right. So we're gonna keep it moving. There's obviously more.
Oh God.
Yeah. Hold on. Let me just bring this up. So think about it like this, you guys. Think about you're in Hollywood and like, hey, you're coming up. You have a Hollywood director, producer who is working with Martin
Scorsese.
Thank you. And
Good
doing
Lord.
big
Maybe
things.
you didn't live in LA long enough.
Has a wife, and all of a sudden you're the mistress. You have a sex tape with this man. He leaves his wife. You get pregnant, and you don't like this man anymore because all of a sudden he looks like a box to you, like something that crawled out from under the bed. And you're like, ugh, why did I get with him? Well, it was the Rolls Royce, honey. But then you admit on your new podcast with his ex-wife that you were masturbating while you were pregnant to her photos.
Oh no, are we talking? I can't do her.
We have to talk about it. I'm sorry. It is what's happening. Here we go.
Blah. Okay.
Talk about masturbation.
Ew.
Wait, but this is a good segue because you talk about not having sex. You weren't having sex.
I wasn't having sex, no. And I never stepped out either. Like once I knew that you guys were like divorced and all the things, because when he was giving me the back and forth about you guys being separated and I was being labeled a homewrecker, I was like, condoms on, pussy's out, buddy. I'm out in these streets having the best time. Okay.
Yeah.
But once it was like, we're divorced, you had moved on, you found a new guy, and like, you know, I had met your kids, I was very much like, I did not sleep around at all.
Yeah.
But once I stopped really sleeping with him,
you were pregnant at this point too.
I was very pregnant. Yeah. And I was so horny when I was pregnant. It was like bad. It was bad. Right? Oh my God. I would like look at the corner of things and be like, if I could just lodge myself just right on that. I used to heyday. But I remember I would go into the closet. It was like the only area where there wasn't like, I would find an area where it like wasn't a direct camera on me, and I would think of you and masturbate.
In the closet?
Uh-huh.
Fucking love that. Do you know how much joy that brings me?
Tell them what you matched. You were like,
Pass.
Okay.
Thanks, girl.
So
you
guys,
just reminded us, like every good thing I try to look at Lala for, you reminded us of why I think you're just gross.
I mean,
Like, really?
some people will say that she's sexually fluid. I don't know.
I know. You know, I don't know. You know, Lala and her sexcapades, you know, I guess that's what got her where she is. I don't know.
Well, Randall ended up sending a cease and desist letter to the Unlikely Affair podcast with Amber and Lala saying, you guys are not allowed to talk about me. And they literally laughed it off and they were like, watch this.
I mean, they should be allowed to talk about him. Why not?
Well,
I
also
agree with that.
too, she didn't get a divorce from Randall, Lala. Like there was nothing, you know how like sometimes when you get a divorce, it's not like a non-disclosure, but it kind of is. It's like a non-disparagement is what it is.
Yeah.
And so you're not allowed to really attack the person. I mean, maybe Amber signed that, but Amber didn't say anything. She's not the one being like, yeah, I masturbated to your ex-wife.
Yeah.
What?
Wild.
It's weird.
Why? I feel like sometimes maybe just like hear me out, but I feel like sometimes, you know, your podcast might be a bit boring and the ratings might go a little down, and you need something like this to bring it back up a little bit. And you start spewing shit that you probably wouldn't say on a normal day, you know, and it's like, oh, shocker. Oh my God, she masturbated today. It's like, I just feel like it's so, speaking of performative and stunts to get your ratings up or to get higher in the charts. This is kind of what it is to me. You know, it's so funny because we interviewed her when Hot Messy Topics used to be Hot Messy Podcast. I've known Lala. I think Lala is I think she's a great person. She's a super nice person in real life. Yeah, we both did on Hot Messy Podcast. And I like that side of her, you know, and I feel like she has played so much into this character, BJs for PJs or whatever the hell, and all this other stuff. That's like, what it is. Going on to the Valley, this is your opportunity now to show the growth, because a lot of other people have shown growth. Look at Kristen Doty. I never thought that girl would be able to like not slur her words. You know what I mean? So like, look at Kristen Doty, look at the growth, look at the evolution, whether it's growth or not, it's evolving, right? I want to see Lala do that. I don't want to see her sit here and still, you know, as a fan, I don't care what she does in real life, but I don't want her to sit there in that same stagnant place of just saying shit like that and being kind of tacky, for lack of a better word.
See, I don't think that, and I'm going to disagree with you on this. I think that she has evolved. I think that you have to look at it in the sense that she bought a $3 million home on her own in the Valley. She has
That's not evolution, Adam. I'm
Hold
not talking
on,
about
hold on.
what you put in your, and what, how many
on.
assets you have. I'm talking about.
It is. Just give me a second. And then also like a $1.5 million home in Palm Springs. And what I was trying to say was the evolution of it is the fact that you have now put these babies first and you prioritize them, but you have a foul mouth. And sometimes people have foul mouths. Like I've gotten in trouble before being around speaking to people and they're like, can you not cuss like that? And I'm like, can you kindly shut the fuck up? But then I think about like Members Only Palm Beach on Netflix, right? The girl, when she talks, DJ Tittles or whatever, Toodles or whatever her name is, I don't know. When she talks, she goes, and I'm just saying, I freaking want this. And I did that, man. And I freaking came from there and I freaking did that. And she's saying friggin'. She's not even saying freaking, freaking, friggin'. That is what
I mean, like,
saying.
listen, do you know when it's, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Do you just want to do this?
No. Sorry. I'm just trying to.
Okay. No, what I was trying to say was when she's saying friggin', you know, the women are like, oh my God, your mouth is so foul. And she's like, that's how I grew up. I'm at the same place that you guys are. I'm in the same country club. I'm buying the same things. I built my whole life. No man paid for this. This is how I talk. So I think that it's a balance. You know what I mean? Go ahead, please.
Yeah. I mean, listen, I think, you know, when we get comfortable on Hot Messy and we like say some fun words, like it's fun sometimes. I think when you just hear people like that all the time, it becomes trashy. And evolution is not, no offense, evolution is not assets. Evolution and change, and you know, I'm talking about evolution and change from within. Not you bought a house in Palm Springs, you bought a house and who cares? You're the same person with money.
I'm saying that I don't think that your vocabulary defines your evolution.
Oh, I think it's that your vocabulary is such a big deal. And I'm not saying evolution. I'm not saying it defines your evolution. I think it can just come off like, you know, tacky if it, you know, I don't know.
Eve Robinson said, Mom and Dad keep fighting. No, guys, we're not fighting. I'm just trying to get a word in. I'm just trying to get a word in. But also, that is not evolution. So Tracy agrees with Jason. Maybe I am wrong, guys.
And it's not a big deal. I'm not looking, you know, Lala knew what she wants. I'm just saying, like, I think that's a better story. I want to see her, like, you know, be this amazing, like, business icon and like grow and change. And but when when you get into this like thing, kind of, it just, I don't know, it just ruins it for me.
I think a good example from that same cast would be Stassi. Like, look how she's evolved. And
1000%. That's
used
a
to
great
say, like,
example.
I want to take a dildo and wrap it in barbed wire, dip it in acid, and shove it up her ass. And now she's like, Golden Globes, here I am. And it is true. I mean, so I do see, I see all sides of it. Professionalism.
Well, that is a prime example of what I was talking about. We've watched Stassi grow. We've watched her make mistakes. We've watched her change. That kind of story, I think that. I mean, and look at the difference between the two. Look who is more successful.
Yeah. Mary Bunker said, it's not Lala's mouth. It is her disgusting lack of morals, Adam. Listen to Jason. He is more analytical and open-minded than you. Thanks, Mary.
Sometimes I'm not as open-minded as Adam, but I'll take it.
I think that's actually Mary. I think I was actually being more open-minded in that situation than Jason was, but that's okay. Also, too, guys, I wanted to go over to the Real Housewives of Orange County because, as you guys know, we lost Katie Ginella, and she posted this. After 2 seasons as a cast member on the Real Housewives of Orange County, the network has decided to move forward with season 20 without me. Okay. While disappointing, it's not entirely surprising after seeing how season 19 played out. I'm incredibly grateful for the love and support that I received. It was seen, felt, and deeply appreciated. Representation matters, and I'm proud to have shown up authentically even when it wasn't easy. This chapter may be closing, but my voice and my story, they don't end here. Thoughts?
I'm very disappointed. I really liked Katie. I liked her this season, and this is exactly what I was talking about with the bully cast. Like, you threw her out for half the season. She didn't even have like any chance to come back. No redemption at all. It was just like, we're not filming with Katie, And Shannon made such a big deal of it. Emily and the lie detector. I just thought it was just like dumb. We're just getting to know this girl. This is her 2nd season. I like that you have the Asian representation because who that is a person of color has lasted more than a season. Please go ahead and tell me. Noella didn't.
Stunning.
What was Housewife 100? What was her name? Housewife 100.
Oh, Peggy Salahian.
Persian Peggy Salahian lasted a season. Like it's why I just feel like, why is OC so much? Why are they like that? Because now the optics don't look good for OC. It's like, oh, you just have to be a Vicky Gunvalson. Basically, it's a whole show of white women. Unless they're going to recast with some, I don't know, other people, there is so much more of a mix in OC than just these ladies. And with Heather potentially going to Beverly Hills, I think there's room to bring other people in, but we're bringing Vicky back. And I don't know. I'm just disappointed because I don't feel like she got the fair chance. I felt like the cast became a, like I said, I like to call them a bully cast.
Like a Heather Gay.
What do you think about it though? Because like, I liked her. I liked her and Matt because I felt like they had a whole life going on, but they were still like, their personalities were relatable. And I liked that.
I liked the integration of her kids. I liked her story. I liked that her husband went to bat for her. I liked the fact that she showed up with fashions. She always looked stunning. And if there was a moment where she was going to be called out, even if she felt uncomfortable, where she would be like, oh, I feel like I'm getting like nauseous or whatever, she was communicating it, but she wasn't running from it. And even when they didn't want her to go to Amsterdam, when they ostracized her from that cast trip, which she was really hoping to go to, and that was after the lie detector test, she wanted to go to Amsterdam. She wanted to clear the air. She wanted to have these conversations. I think that Bravo, the network producers and the cast, they robbed her of that opportunity for reconciliation, because what better way to reconcile with people and create memories and moments than going on vacation? That's when everybody's their happiest. So I feel like we missed the mark here. And no matter what, every time we turned around, when there was a potential situation for her to be invited in, she wanted to show up and have those tough conversations. They didn't want to have them with her. So it's like she wasn't running away from it. And I think it takes a really strong housewife to be piled on and everybody go after you and try to rip you apart, and you still show up to the party. Like, how uncomfortable is that?
Yeah. No, I mean, listen, I see some of the comments too. She could have cleared it up earlier, or, she was a shit stir. She's a housewife. She didn't do anything wrong. There was no fraud. There was no whatever. She was just, it was too early, a season and a half. Remember, like, she didn't even film the last part of that season, which was, I think, a bigger part of the season. I don't know. I just think it's a little wacky. It's like, you guys cannot keep a person of color on that cast. Why?
Well, yeah, that sucks.
It's weird.
But
it feels a little
like
weird.
What?
Just weird. It just feels weird.
Speaking of the Real Housewives of Orange County, there was also this. Shannon shared this
on the show, and she said that she heard a rumor that Dubrow was leaving OC. Is that true?
Not that I know of.
Okay.
I mean, to be honest with you, we haven't heard yet.
No one has heard anything except for Vicky.
Season. Yes.
Is that on schedule, or do you normally know by now?
Last year we found out prior to Christmas, but I think that there have been some years. We typically start filming the beginning of February, and there have been some years where we find out right beforehand.
Brian in Nashville, line 2.
Yes, you can answer the question. So, who was the guy? Because filming would have had to know
what
who,
guy?
When in the finale, when Shannon and
on the show, and she said that she heard a rumor that
and Gina and them, the guy was telling them about how Tamara was leaking to the press and everything while they were recording.
Right. But we couldn't see the guy's face, and they
but you know what?
distorted his voice.
They distorted his voice, which I understand. But Jeff, I wish they would have put at the bottom to protect his identity. We have, changed his voice.
So you all know who it is.
People were saying it was you.
But it wasn't me. But you know who it is.
I know the person's name.
Oh, but we don't know them. So Bryant wouldn't know him. I wouldn't know him.
No. It's just
somebody trying to get famous.
They're not a popular blogger.
You guys, I don't think he is trying to be famous, or else.
Okay, so I have questions about this. This is already kind of annoying.
It's weird.
Okay. What I was going to say is, so we don't know him. He's a civilian. Yeah, he has all of this information completely targeted at Tamra. We disguise his voice. We weaponize a storyline against her. Don't even tell her before going into the reunion till the last part when they gave them the final episodes. She didn't even know until last minute. And then you hit her with that bombshell to like throw her off. This was so calculated, and I think that it's BS. I think that if you're
so produced.
Yeah, if you're going to come forward with something, you have to have your name up, your voice accessible, something.
Proof.
Like she's like, well, I know who the person is, but he's a civilian, and he's definitely not a blogger, but he knows everything about our season before our season happened, so he must know some things, but I can't say who he is, but I know it's not Jeff Lewis. And okay.
It's wild. It's really wild. It's funny that you can do that. And then also, no like hard feelings or anything towards Kiki, but it's easy to control someone who's in your sphere on what to do, what to say, what to whatever, and I feel like they copped out 2 ways. The producers of OC, they copped out 2 ways. The first is you had a blogger or content creator come on who is involved with Radio Andy, who's under your umbrella to do whatever you want. Then you had this mystery caller call in to say whatever you want. It doesn't make sense to me. This whole season was just kind of ruined by that thing because no one is that interesting on the show.
Well,
why do we have to play into all of these circus tricks? It's so crazy.
It makes me wonder if they were trying to play into this to deviate and take the attention off of Gretchen Rossi for potentially liking things that were anti-LGBTQ,
transphobic. Yeah, 100%.
It feels like we kind of tried to deviate and be like, since we're all like looking at like the house burning over here, but if we set the fucking mountain on fire over here, it's like, oh my God, this is so much bigger. Like, what is this?
It's like politics. No, it's very strange. I don't know. I feel like it was too tricky. And you know what? I don't want them to deviate from that. I want to talk about it. Like they did they started to bring that up in one of their dinners, right? But like, let's talk about that. Like, why are you liking those things? Is that how you feel? Like, I don't know. Like, this is reality TV, and the two things that did not feel reality to me was having Kiki come on the show and having that phone call. Those are two very big things that felt produced. That felt like we were watching some TV show with the director gave you the script. You sat down, we rehearsed. No, say the line this way. No, do it this way. I felt like it was very much like that. And I felt, and I know you guys with the Katie thing, I liked her. I think we could have seen another season with her, but I felt like she was a victim to a lot of that. So
I do too. And I also think when it comes to housewives and some of these Bravo shows, I don't think that people, even if we don't all agree, like as far as like politically, or I don't know about like, you know, different genders in sports or like whatever the things are, I think that people should, what we're essentially doing is we're eliminating the conversation because the conversation is uncomfortable and it's enraging people. So what they think is when the network or I don't know, like when Bravo puts something like this on, whether it's a conversation about politics or even when you had that one woman, I forgot what her name was. Her husband was a football player. She was on Real Housewives, Emery Wiley, Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Right. He had a very controversial podcast. He was a football player. He did not agree with men going into women's sports, women going into men's sports, even if you transitioned, if you were transgender. And he would open these conversations. I think that these conversations should be allowed to be had. And I think that the difference is that people think that the network is rage baiting them. And I don't think that it's rage baiting. I think the more that everybody fights over these conversations instead of just sitting down at the table and having like a calm, cool, collected, like just everybody kind of have a discussion and be okay about it, that we're not there yet. And it's wild because if you do come and you have these certain ideologies, whether it's about politics or whatever, especially on a network like Bravo, NBC, you will get fired for that. And it's kind of,
I mean, listen, and I don't, you know, that made complete sense, Adam. I feel like the more people do not have a conversation and debate, because we used to do this. Was it pre-pandemic? People used to debate all the time about things. We used to talk about things and have healthy conversation. Now that doesn't exist, you know, and then you have like two sides. And then if you're not here, you're there. If you're not there, you're here. And then like you have everyone else sitting here like, well, this is uncomfortable. I don't want to even mention my opinion or have a conversation to try to understand one of yours because you guys are so far and so crazy. It's unbelievable. And that's why, you know, I've gotten a lot of shit on here too, because I politically do not agree with everything Kelly Dodd says. Okay. For instance. Okay. Don't worry. You're not going to get backlash for this. I don't agree with everything she says. However, when I meet somebody or who they are to me, like legitimately, not just like you're trying to be my friend. You treated me with respect and decency. I did the same. Then I look at you like that. Do I agree with everything you say? No. And I have lots of friends I don't agree with politically on both sides. And I think, you know, your character speaks volumes, but you hit the nail on the head. And I think that's what's missing in reality TV. Let's have the conversations. Like, let's talk about it. Why not?
mean, even, you know, it's crazy. Like the members only Palm Beach housewives, whatever
members only. Yeah.
Members only Palm Beach. Like, guys, these women are going on arguing over who is more MAGA. I never thought that I would see that on reality TV. Like, it's crazy to see. You would never see that on Bravo, by the way. But it's crazy to see just a totally different side. And they're not apologetic about it. They love it. They live in it. They go to Mar-a-Lago. They're a part of the country clubs. Like, this is a whole other side of things and people and communities that we're not seeing because we're not allowing, like, so that's what I'm saying. As somebody on the outside looking in, I'm just fascinated by everyone. And I'm fascinated about everybody's conversations and just trying to see, like, where do you stand? Why do you stand for that? Why? Almost like a debate, like a conversation. It's just, it's fascinating to me. And so I think that we do ourselves a disservice when we start eliminating certain things because we're trying to appeal to the masses as far as fans, but I think that when you're trying to appeal to the majority, you're probably not appealing to anyone, and you're just hurting yourself instead of taking the risk and being like, you know what, fuck it, throw them in there, throw the conversation out there, and let's see what happens. You know?
Yeah, why not? But see, that's exactly my point. It's like, so why can't we have more like variety and diversity in OC?
Yeah.
You know, like, why can't we have that? What is the problem? Why can't you have someone else who is not like white and
By the
rich
way,
on the show?
the majority of
You
the
know?
OC women, you guys,
Wild.
they hide the fact that they are really, really Republican, but they hide
A
it.
lot
to
of them
keep their-
are. I mean, like,
to keep their
listen, a
job.
lot of them, I mean, yeah, it's just how the world works. People,
It's how
not
the
everyone
world
is the
works.
same. If we were all the same, it'd be really, really boring.
It would be boring. But last
Yeah.
but not least, guys, I did want to just bring this up for 2 seconds, and it's not that big of a deal. But Bethenny Frankel just got roasted a little bit by Andy Cohen because Bethenny Frankel is no stranger to TikTok. Sometimes she sits in her penthouse condominium over in Miami, and her daughter is probably going to school, and she's like, who can I roast today? Skims? I don't know. NBC? No. Macaroni? Stofers? Some kind of food? No. Andy Cohen. So she went on and she was talking shit about Andy Cohen's New Year's Eve performance for CNN with Anderson Cooper. And when she was just saying like, well, how professional are you? Like, you go on, you're getting litty city. While you're getting lit, you're sitting there, you're dragging the mayor. You're saying things that you shouldn't be saying on live TV. And I said this before to Jason. He gets in trouble every single year. And then
It's what brings people in. It really is what brings people in.
Then he comes back. But he went on Radio Andy and he was saying to his co-host, John Hill, he was like, that margarita lady, like, I can't, just go away. You're so annoying. And I thought about it in my head. I'm like, she is going to troll the shit out of you. She does not care.
1000%.
She's rich. She doesn't need you for anything. Like, and
that's the thing. She doesn't need you. You're no longer like the big wig in her life. You know,
Yeah.
you're not the person who like controls her career and whatever. And here's the thing. This is a choice. This is CNN's choice to have Andy and Anderson do this every year. Okay.
Yeah.
Is that how I want to bring in my new year? Not really. You know, I don't want to see some drunk guy like going off about politics. Like, that's not what New Year's is about. And I think that's also what Bethenny was trying to say. And so I get that. I would watch something else. Like, I'm not sitting home like, oh my gosh, I got to see how crazy Andy's going to get being drunk and stuff. I've seen it. It's been a lot of it. I think it can be entertaining for sure. But at the same time, it's like, I agree with Bethenny here. It's a little wild, dude. Plus, you're an executive. Plus, you have your own show, your own reputation. But I mean, he doesn't care.
It also makes Anderson Cooper so awkwardly uncomfortable.
Again, this is why people watch. You know, I can see why people would tune in for this. I just think it's you know, I used this word earlier. It's a little monotonous. It just keeps happening every year. So
it might be a little too much on that. A little bit too much.
Yeah. But you have someone like Bethenny who not only came onto the show, but utilized that platform to its max. Like, that is what she did. That is what every housewife is trying to do, especially Whitney. Here's my new brand of skincare. Here's my new jewelry. Here's my new, it's like, okay, you're not going to be Bethenny. Like, the Bethenny clause is in effect. Like, you know, it's not going to happen.
You're like, but wrap it up.
She took that platform and she utilized it to its max. And she has been one of the most successful housewives ever.
Hence the Bethenny clause. So
correct. Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, we've pretty much, I didn't think that we were going to last an hour, to be honest with you guys. I'm going to take some of these little starred situations over here. Jay Wiggle, member for 3 months. Hi, thank you. Guys, by the way, we are doing a members only this week to talk about Christmas and New Year's. Jason, what day did you think?
I thought we were doing it Wednesday.
Yeah, Wednesday. So we're going to do it on Wednesday. We'll post it probably tomorrow, and then we'll put it in the community tab and then also post it all over social media. But love you guys. Catch me up on the tea. Yeah, of course, always. Tara Leitner, Scamanda, I believe you were talking about Dorit when you posted that. And thank you for the super chat. We can't call her Scamanda just because we don't
Not
know
yet.
if we believe.
Not yet.
Things could come out, though. Things could come out. Vicky Harner said, Jason, please explain the significance of likes, like what they are, how they really help.
Guys, when we have people in the room, like we have over 400 people in the room right now, and people are liking the video, when you guys are commenting in the live stream, when you comment on the replay, it only helps our channel. It helps us pop up in the algorithm. It helps our numbers go up, which keeps us being able to do this all the time, which we, obviously we love doing, or else Adam wouldn't be putting up a million videos an hour. Like we love it. And we love the support that you guys have supported us in so much. I was just thinking about this, Adam, too. We've been doing this for 6 years, and, the support from the community has always been so amazing. It's been such a positive community, and you guys have gone through so many transitions with us from,
my God,
when Adam was doing a morning show. Do you remember you did a live every morning from like 9 to 11? Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Like, it was wild. Everything has happened. We've had interviews go up. We've had, we've just been through things, and you guys have been right there with us. So yes, pushing the like button helps us out.
And then also, Michelle, Adam, do you know when the UK will get the Married documentary? Thanks. I just know that it's streaming on HBO, and also it might be on Peacock.
It's not. It's on TLC. Probably, is that Discovery? I don't know. Everyone keeps buying each other
Discovery,
out.
yeah. So it'll be on HBO Max, the app, and Discovery. But check it out. And I'm not sure when it would be available. I don't get that information. Like, they just literally say, okay, well, it's out, so enjoy, and hopefully you don't get roasted. Bye. Like, it's not, there's literally, like, the minute that it hits, there's no communication. So I'm not quite sure, but I do hope you get to see it. And Addie Markham just said Mary's doc was also on YouTube. So
I thought it would be on YouTube. Yeah.
As well. Yeah.
Definitely.
But also, guys, I did want to say, since I was sharing earlier some of the photos and stuff, go check out SEAGRASSCode.com. You guys, we have been absolutely killing it with just the feedback. What you guys have been saying about it, how you guys have been reacting to it. I'm not even just talking about the sales, of course, like that's the whole point of having a business. That's great too. But the fact that you guys absolutely love it, it just makes us want to do more, makes us want to add to the lineup, kind of carefully think about what do we want to do next, what categories, and it just makes it's like a passion project that is fun to make into a business, and something that's just not so monotonous, like, I don't know, Housewives. So it's fun and it makes you feel good. So we can't complain about it. So if you guys haven't checked out SEAGRASSCode.com, check it out.
Check it out. We have all of our big photos. Our big press kit is coming for this, because you guys have kind of been the first to have access to Seagrass, and now we're going to go into stores, and so there'll be photos and stuff added to the site. But go read the reviews; they're amazing. And as Adam said, it's a passion project. We both have trouble sleeping. That's why we made our sleep gummy. We've worked on the taste and the texture and everything with that gummy for a long time, and that's why I was just in Portland. So we were going to visit some of our manufacturers and farms, and we have a lot of fun things coming up. I'm excited.
I love it. All right, guys. Happy Monday. We have, again, Wednesday members only, but not Palm Beach, Hilton Head. And then Friday we have Hot Messy Topics too. We have all the shows coming out. We're going to keep you posted in the community tabs, also on TikTok, Instagram, broadcast channels, everything in between. And yes, Sergio said, watch The Traitors. I hope Colton stays very long.
So good. It's so good.
Is out. Check it out.
Traitors is great.
I have a video coming out about that today as well. You guys will see what I'm talking about. So love you guys. We'll see you soon.